Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity back for another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Mark Robson being sacked from Norwich City and also Neil Adams and whether he should go or not. So obviously it came to light today that Mark Robson had his contract terminated with immediate effect, and it was a strange one. I don't think anybody expected to see him go. Most people know him as a very likeable character, as a very knowledgeable man in football. I've been lucky enough to stand in on some of his interviews last season when he was on the 21 manager, and he really did seem like his philosophies were right, and they linked in really nicely with Neil Adams' philosophies, but clearly something wasn't working there. Not many fans know exactly what's gone on, not many journalists do either. It's all sort of a bit uncertain at the moment what exactly happened for Mark Robson to be sacked. I'm not going to throw out any rumours out there because I don't know myself the reason he was sacked, but it looks like he was sort of a coach, and the coaching he was putting on just wasn't working, hence the poor form. And it looks like, well, at least from the board's thoughts, that Mark Robson was at fault for some of our poor performances of recent weeks. I went to you guys on Twitter and asked. I always am interested to see what you guys thought. Tom Daniels said, I hear he was openly critical of Adams' management style, so essentially dismissed for lack of professionalism. Well, Tom, you brought up another rumour there. If it was to be that he was openly critical of Adams' tactics, then that's a lack of professionalism and probably a sackable offence. Chris Elliott says an unusual move shows a ruthlessness that was lacking last season with Houghton. Now this is a very good point brought up by Chris. I said it actually on Twitter earlier. It shows that cutting edge that we're not willing to mess about this season. If somebody's not doing their job properly, we will get rid of them. Whether we've sacked the right person here is another story which I'll get into later, but it certainly shows a ruthlessness that we didn't see under Houghton last season. Darren Stevenson says it's hard to make a judgment when background to dismissal is unknown. Yes, that is very true, Darren. Obviously, none of us really know what exactly has gone on. We can only make judgments, and it seems like Norwich have kept this one very quiet indeed. Connor Southwell said if he did a lot of the tactical coaching as rumoured, then maybe more support was needed. Changing the staff won't help. So Connor taking a slightly more negative look at things there. I've also heard that he was on the tactical coaching side, as most coaches probably are at Norwich City. I sort of agree with him here. It was the support at Norwich isn't great. I mean, we had Joe Royle at the start of the year and he went back to Everton, I believe. And it would have been really good to keep hold of Joe Royle because he knows his stuff, and it would have given Adams, Hull and Robson some support. And that is clearly been lacking this season. Toby Hans says board has taken the easier, cheaper option again. It does seem that way at the moment, but I don't think Norwich have gone for an easier, cheaper option. Certainly not cheaper. It shows that we've got, David Rinaldi has said that we've got a hell of a lot of budget there, and it's not the cheaper option. So yeah, that's all of your guys' thoughts on Twitter. Now let's talk about Neil Adams. Neil Adams, a unanimous amount of people recently has been showing that they want Neil Adams to go. Now, I'm sort of in the Adams in with a few of my other friends. I think Adams needs to be given a chance. He's not going to progress as a manager if he's not given a chance. Yes, I know we're not a charity for managers to progress, but Neil Adams knows what he's doing. He's shown that in the under-21 levels. He just needs some support and some help in these higher levels to make these changes that are costing us games. For example, not putting on width when we're 1-0 up and Forest have gone through at the back. We needed width in that game to really attack the flanks and go at Forest to kill off the game. That wasn't done. We ended up losing the game. It's really small tweaks like that that if he did have help, would make massive differences. That's my opinion anyway. A lot of people saying they've had enough with Adams, they've had enough with his tactical naivety, and a good point brought up by my friend Callum River earlier was that under Houghton, people knew what he was trying to do. They knew his defensive game plan and they could see what his game plan was. Under Adams, nobody really knows what he's trying to do. And a unanimous amount of people actually want Neil Adams out. If you go on any sort of Norwich City forum at the moment, everyone is saying Neil Adams out. So leave me your thoughts on the Adams situation and the Robson situation. A big day for Norwich City in regard to our management going into the international break. So it's very interesting to see that we are starting to make changes due to our very poor run of form. I'm happy to see a cutting edge, a ruthlessness. We can only see with the next few games coming up if it's made any difference at all, whether that be a positive one or not. So leave me your thoughts as always, leave a like and share it about on your social media platforms. And for now, peace out.